Hey there, you're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with the surprise. This is what I've been telling you is coming for the month of September. That's right, this month is a September full of Sims. Today is September 1st, 2014, and in about 2 weeks, on September 14th, 2014, it will be the 10th anniversary of The Sims 2. So I decided, since The Sims 4 is also releasing on September 2nd, tomorrow, that we would make this entire month on the channel nothing but Sims. I do have one Let's Play that's going on right now, Lost Horizon, an adventure game, which I may not have finished up. So if that one is still going, if that Let's Play is still going, then there'll be some episodes for that. But otherwise, all Sims, all month. Surprise! Are you excited? I am. So I decided that I would start out the first episode, and I'm recording these episodes quite some time in advance. I've been working on them in between doing other things with the channel. So I decided I would start out with an hour-long episode for you where we are going to be working on the council hall, which is so much fun to do. And I have been putting off this building because I wanted to do it with you guys, and it's going to have a courthouse, the historical society, the mayor's office, the newspaper office, and the council chambers all in one building. And I'll show you that building in just a minute. But let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Oh yeah, so this Sims 2, oh, choo-choo train. Ha ha ha. Oh, this is the N train, N for nowhere, because the train goes to and from nowhere. And oh, we also have the little birds. Oh, it's awesome. Anyway, while I'm panning around Acanthop and letting you know what's going to be going on this month, I wanted to also let you know that I have made the decision to end my Sims 2 Let's Play at the end of this month. So this month is why I'm giving you all the Sims all month. We're going to do decorating. We may even have a surprise wedding. I have a feeling that somebody might be getting married again. Or not again, but there will be another wedding in Acanthop is what I mean to say. And maybe a baby will be born. Maybe there'll be some drama. We'll do what we can to whip some up. There's no shortage of it in Acanthop. I'm sure we can find some. We'll go in and visit many of the lots. We'll also, you know, like I said, we're doing the council hall, but we'll also do some decorating. But yes, the Sims 2 is coming to an end at the end of the month. So please, please accept that and move on, because it's a part of life. Things end. If I enjoy The Sims 4, which I'm feeling very meh about The Sims 4, but there's a possibility it might be a really awesome game. I don't know, but maybe. I'll play some of that on the channel. And I'll still be playing Acanthop. I could never give up. Unless there's another game that can come along that can give me the same feeling of creativity, satisfaction, relaxation, storytelling, role-playing, all that kind of stuff The Sims 2 can, and that Acanthop in particularly can. I'll be playing Acanthop for another 10 years. So I may do little things on the channel regarding Acanthop. I might, you know, for example, just film, you know, do a quick episode here and there of something interesting that's happened. But for the most part, the Let's Play will come to a close. Now, having said all of that, I will also say that this is the council hall. And this is the building we're going to be decorating. And as per usual, I don't just play the game for you. I teach you as I go what I know about all the tricks and tips to learning how to get a neighborhood, an integrated neighborhood that works the same way mine does. So the first tip I'm going to show you about is the load lot cheat. This cheat is very handy for those of us who have open for business. And just so you know, in case you have been living under a rock, the Sims 2 complete collection, I believe it's called the Ultimate Collection or something like that. Anyway, has come out on Origin, which is the EA Games platform like Steam. And you can get a copy of it there. I think that's the only place you can get it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but in any case, but they were also giving it out for free. So a lot of you have been introduced to The Sims 2 or are now replaying The Sims 2 in the last few weeks. And that's very exciting for me to show you all the things that you can do with this great game. People say that The Sims 2 is not a very good looking game. It's, you know, not very attractive when you compare it to the open world of The Sims 3. But as we pan down here, I'm going to have to tell you, I beg to differ. So we see the lighthouse. Isn't that cool? I love the lighthouse. I truly beg to differ. There's a lot that you can do to create a really nice custom neighborhood for The Sims 2. And Acanthop I built from scratch, the terrain and everything from the ground up. Okay, so the load lot sheet is excellent for those of you who own open for business. And let's just take a look at our council hall here. It will tell us that this is a community lot. So let's head over here to the community lot. And it will now tell us it's an owned business. If we try and go there, it will give us an error and tell us that we need to take a person who owns the business to the lot. But let's say you just want to go in and decorate and get it ready for playing, and you don't want to go over to the owner's house, who happens to be Giles Markath. And the reason why he owns the council hall is because he is the head of the Elder Council. So that's basically the equivalent of a mayor, basically, or a president or some leader of society. Anyway, he is the head of the Elder Council, and the Elder Council is a concept that I came up with some years back in order to give my elders something to do when I was kind of designing what kind of government I wanted to have. And so the elders, you know, so many times people say elders aren't very interesting to play, but they're a lot more interesting to play when they are involved in scheming and politicking. Anyway, Giles Markath lives here. And I don't want to go to his house, load his lot up, then, you know, go over here. It's like 4 loading screens between, you know, I don't know how many. But anyway, it's a lot of loading screens. So if you just want to go into this building and own business, or any lot, as it is, you just want to load it up with all the stuff and fluff, here's how you do it. You head over here to open up your cheat box here, and that is Control plus Shift plus the letter C. That will open it up. And then you type in load lot, LOAD, LOT, then a space, and then the name of your lot. But if your lot has more than one word in it, it's really a good idea to put the lot in quotes, the lot name in quotes. So I'm going to put quote, and then I'm going to type in the lot name. Acanthop Council Hall. So you'll see with my lot name that I have an Acanthop, and then a space, and then a dash, and then the Council Hall. But some of you eagle-eyed, awesome simmers out there may be noticing that I am about to make a mistake. I have up here load lot, Acanthop, space, dash, space, Council Hall. But I'm missing the letter, or the word, the word the. I'm missing the word the. So, what happens if you go to load your lot and you've somehow messed it up? Let's find out. It's going to say loading, and then, well, nothing. You're going to get 2 bars, and then the game is going to pause for a minute and do its little pausing thing. And then, in a little bit of time, it's going to dump you right back into the neighborhood screen. And that's what happens if you use the load lot cheat and you accidentally make a mistake on the name. If the game cannot find the name of the lot that you have put in, it'll simply take you back to the loading screen. It's the Sims 2 way. I can't say that. It's the way for the game to say, oopsie, I don't understand that command. Let's go back in, and I'm going to hit the up arrow. And I'm going to get to my previous command, a neat way to go back and not have to retype it, for those of you who didn't know. I'm going to put the word, the word, the, in here, and now I'm going to click enter again. And now the game says, oh, I see what you're talking about. I pick up what you're putting down. Oh, yeah. And it's going to load the council hall. I'm going to pause as usual to save us a loading screen, or save you from looking at a loading screen. I've still got to sit here and suffer through it. And we'll be back on the other side. And here we are. I have already come in and done quite a bit of work on this lot last night to prepare for, and by the way, I do this for those of you who've watched for a long time, you know this already, but I automatically, when I come into a new lot for the first time, only for the first time I enter a lot. Let me say that again. For the first time I enter the first lot, whatever lot it is I'm playing in the hood, for that game session, the first lot that I enter, I need to kind of do this little twirling thing here, because otherwise my camera lags until it kind of loads the whole world that is within viewing distance. The next lot I enter, I won't have to do that because the world is already loaded. But if I go over to the mainland, then I may have to do that again. But anyway, it's just a habit. I've been doing it for 10 years, so I just do it without even thinking. Anyway, so that's why I twirl that around, just try and don't get nauseous. So, I took some time to do some decorating already, and because when the creator, whoever created this lot, and I downloaded, all I can tell you about this lot is that it's a 2x3 lot. And you can see the lot size up here. It says lot size 30 by 30. But keep in mind that when it calculates that lot size, it always includes the first 10 tiles of the road. The road space from here to here is 10 tiles exactly. So I automatically know to subtract 10 tiles and come up with a 2x3 lot. I also happen to know the size of the lot just because the way Acanthop is designed, I purposely went for very small, cozy, villagey feel, and that meant that, you know, the largest lot that I use in the whole world of Acanthop Isle, including Acanthop Isle where we are now, and the mainland, which is across the sea, the largest lot size is 3x3. This is a 3x3 lot, community lot here. It's the commons. And anyway, I was going to tell you the reason why the lot, it's nighttime right now, is because when I downloaded this lot, the creator, when they last left the lot, left it at night. So when you first come into the lot, until we start playing it, and then however we leave our sim, if it's night, let's try this again. If it's daytime when we leave the lot with our sim, it'll be daytime the next time we load it. But for now, since I haven't been here with the sim, let's just turn it to daylight. And the way you can do that, the short key for doing that, short key, that's not the right word. Anyway, the key for doing that is the letter L. So, or you can just click this little button here, day-night toggle. Anyway, so here we are with the council hall. And this is a very modified version of the house that I downloaded. It was actually originally in a residential lot. And it was very nicely done inside, but it was perfect for my council hall, but not what I wanted for a residential lot. So I ripped everything out of it, and the roof line and all of the walls are exactly the same, but I changed the wall siding here. And let me tell you about this siding. It's wonderful. I use it quite a lot. And let's see if we can find the name for it. Okay, so yay, wonderful. This, I was wondering if this was a siding that I happen to know isn't available online anymore, and I was hoping it wasn't from that set. So this is the wheat clapboard siding. It's the Unexpected Siding Recolor Set. It's by Honeywell. So the quickest way is to head on over to Mod the Sims and look at Honeywell's uploads, and you will find this set there. And it's a wonderful set, and I'm just going to zoom in on it so you can see. Really nicely done. So what I was looking for with the council hall was a building which looked like it was one of the older buildings built in Acanthop, that had a good mix of stately yet still sort of whimsical and beachy at the same time. I searched a long time for the right lot for this purpose, and finally was lucked into finding this one at Mod the Sims. So I tried out so many different lots. I am not a good builder. Most of the lots in Acanthop that you see are by Plastic Box. There are a couple here, like these beautiful townhouses over here, are by S655, who is part of the Tumblr community. And before I decorate, I also going to tell you about downloads and where to get some of the best downloads, because I know many of you watching will want to have that question on your mind. For example, this building over here, I want to give a shout out to Mara Sims. This is a part of the university over here. This is university area. This is a dorm right here. These are different classrooms for the different areas here. The way Acanthop is built is different areas. This is the farm area over here. This is Old Town. This is the Commons, otherwise known as Downtown, or the first. I consider that the Commons area here was like maybe the first building, and all the important buildings of Acanthop are situated around the Commons, such as the Little Church. And that's its actual name. The Little Church is its name. The cemetery for the Little Church. The Vicar's house over here. I'm sorry, the Reverend's house over here. The Commons. The Council Hall. One of the oldest families here in the Acanthop live in this house. And then over here is the school. So I designed it so that, you know, just like in a regular town, the older, more important buildings get made first. And then the town sort of branches out from there. So I was going to tell you about downloads. One of the things that people ask me a lot is, how did I get my downloads folder so much content? So I'm going to answer that in two ways before we head in and continue decorating on this hour-long first September Sims special episode. Is I'm going to give you a little overview of my downloads folder. So hold on one second while I pull it up for you. There you are. The numbers don't lie. I'm a download addict. It's true. I admit it. My name is Jessa. I'm a download addict. And I'm sure I'm not alone. I have, right here, you see it, 12.4 gigs of custom content. And that's actually custom content that I have gathered, you know, carefully and over the last, not 10 years since the game came out, but maybe about 8 or so. Just because it took about 2 years to 3 years before the custom content became good quality. I actually lost my first downloads folder years and years back, but it turned out to be a good blessing. It was a mixed blessing, but it was a good blessing overall because I got to start over fresh and make a downloads folder that was nice and neat. And also I have here 45,940 files in my downloads folder, neatly organized into 3,424 folders. Let's take a look. This is my downloads folder. Many of you who have been to my live streams have seen this, but I think that this September Sims is going to be bringing in a lot of new viewers, so that's why I'm showing you guys as well too, the new people coming into the channel. This is separated out very simply by CAS content. In other words, create a sim content, clothing, anything that goes on the Sims or for the Sims. Clothing, hair, jewelry, makeup, the Sims themselves, skin tones, that kind of stuff. Build mode content here, and buy mode content. And the reason why I separated it out like that was simply because that's how it's separated out in the game, so it made sense to do the same thing. I'm very pleased with my download folder system. It's worked very well for numerous years now. Now let me show you, for example, how I work out my subfolders. One of the things I want to caution to you is not to go crazy with subfolders. In fact, keep them as few as possible. The fewer subfolders that your computer has to chug through to find the content, to find that package file that it's looking for to load up, the less time that your game takes to load up as well too, because of your downloads. My game with 12 gigs of custom content takes about 8 to 10 minutes to load. It's pretty quick. Now I do have my game on a it used to be much longer. It used to be a half an hour or so, but I now have my game on a solid state drive, and that greatly speeds up loading. So anyway, let me take you into, I meant to go to walls and floors here. Here we go. So this is my walls and floors sets subfolder here. And as you can see, I have very neatly given a picture for each set. And for example, with this set, which is by Sarah Rose at Mod The Sims, it's called Apartment Life Wood Floors Fixed, for example. And the only thing that I ever have in the subfolder, unless I absolutely need to have something, some mods, you know, I need to have some directions for how to run the mod or something like that. But otherwise, all you need are the package files and a folder, a JPEG here that is indicative of what's in here, and that's it. That's all you need. And for example, and things are set out by site, Mod The Sims, then the creator name, and then the name of the set. There's no need to make those things into subfolders because, like I said, it takes longer to load. And that's been I've seen that tested numerous times. People have reported to me that once they stop using subfolders, their game loaded a lot quicker. So I highly recommend that if you're going to start out downloading, just do it right the first time. Save yourself a lot of pain. Anyway, so that's the example. I'll show you one more thing over here in the buy mode set. Here, my favorite folder here to show off is I'm going to make those nice and big, is the paintings subfolder. Just shows all the paintings that I have in game. I've gotten to the point where I'll also show you, for example, the rugs subfolder. There's not many in there. I've gotten to the point where I have so much content that I don't look too much for new content unless I specifically am looking for something. With the exception of wood floors, I'm always looking for new wood floors. This is a example of one of the few examples of a folder that does not have a folder picture to go with it, and that's because it's a Maxis recolor. That's why I have Maxis recolor in all caps here, because I don't really need to know. I know what it is recoloring. So that's that for the folder here. I'll show you one more thing. I'll show you my gargantuan female hair file folder here, just because there's so many female hairs in here, and just because one of the best ways to make your Sims look different and unique from each other is to have a lot of different hair to choose from, and I have quite a lot. I love the curlers here. As I'm decorating, I'll also be giving you tips on where to find good content. So, yeah. Wow, that's a lot of hair. And if you go to 720p and kind of slow the, pause the video here, you'll be able to see a lot of places where I get hair. Some of this hair is very old. Some of this rose hair, for example, very old. I know this one came out maybe 7 years ago or so now. So, it's just a matter of gathering it. Let's head on in now that I've given you guys that little bit of overview and show you what I've done with this building. and how it's going to be laid out and what its purpose is going to be. Originally, this was like a living room, and then there was a kitchen, dining room over here, some bedrooms upstairs, and then further kind of playroom, bedroom, offices up on the 3rd floor. Now, the way that I have set this out is there's this wonderful entry hall here. Over here is going to be the courthouse, and I will show you how it's going to work. And when I say a working courthouse and a working government, I literally mean it's going to actually be something where the Sims go to have their cases tried. It actually works. These are all working things. They're not just make-believe or pretend. Even though we are playing a make-believe pretend game, these things actually work within the game. This is the council chambers. This is where the council will meet and discuss whatever is important to the community. Anything from whether the school should get a new funding to, issues of politics with the sovereignty, which is basically like a queen, more or less. Back here is stairwell. And this is my way of running my little government. It works for me. I've developed it over the years. I love it. But I want to see different ways that you're doing things here. So, instead of trying to figure out what a sovereignty is and what a council is and all this kind of stuff, rather than trying to copy the way I do it, be creative and create your own way. It's the best way. It's the way that'll work. There's all different ways that you can have working little governments and laws and whatnot. I've seen numerous ways over the years. This is the mayor's office here, or the elder council leader's office, I suppose I'd say. I guess I will call him the mayor's office. Call him the mayor because, I keep calling him the mayor. This is the newspaper office, and these things, of course, are not decorated. I've just put a couple of pieces in here to help me remember which office it's supposed to be. Newspapers. This is a working newspaper dispenser, so Sims will be able to come and read the latest news. And boy, having a newspaper creates great stories. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. And once again, that's a working newspaper office that I will be showing you. Up here on the 3rd floor is the Historical Society. And the Historical Society is a great idea that I learned from another simmer way back in the day, and I don't even remember which simmer it was, unfortunately. But it's a fantastic way, to show off all those pictures that we take of our neighborhoods and our Sims and all this stuff that just sit in a folder. The Historical Society is a way to actually start to keep track of the history that happens in your game. For example, the Historical Society could send a little present out to the parents of every new baby who's born on their island or in their town. Over here is another extension of the Historical Society. It's like a little art gallery where I will be hanging up beautiful pictures of Acanthop. So this is where you get to take your pretty neighborhood and take a bunch of pictures of it, and then you turn them into paintings in the game, and then you put them up for sale. And other Sims come in and buy them and hang them in their houses. And over here is going to be a little kind of a commissary dining area, little cafe right here. So that's Sugar Plum Fairy playing in the background. I love that song. Okay. Oh, and also let me show you the back. Not much to it, just a little bench back here. Beautiful little fountain and tons of landscaping. So one of the things that the mayor is going to have to do, and I think I need to come up with another term besides mayor. I want to be like the elder minister or something like that, But anyway, I would really like to get him. He'll have to get a gardener right off the bat because the first person he hires. And the way my economy works is that there are people who actually work for the mayor, just like a business. And that's how they get paid. And so they're basically city employees. Kind of like the bank, which we've already done in a previous episode. By the way, one last thing here before I start decorating, and that is with the playlist that is linked in the description box below, you can go back and look at all of the previous episodes that I have done. I've been playing The Sims 2 on this channel for 2 years, and I've shown you a lot of things. I showed you how to set up an orphanage. I showed you how to set up a bank. a little bakery, a pet shop, the working police station where Sims actually go to jail and do time for doing naughty things. And now they have a way to have their case be heard. So let's head on in here and get down to doing some fun decorating. Like I said, this will be a long episode, so I invite you to sit back and enjoy yourself. I recommend maybe that you climb into bed or onto the couch with your laptop, put your kitties next to you or your stuffed animals, and get a cup of tea maybe, or some yummy juice since it's hot summertime, and enjoy the time here in Acanthop with me. Let's hop into it. First thing I'm going to do is put down a rug in the Elder Council. I like the Elder Council. I like the idea of the council here being, the tables being two chairs per side, so that lets me know how many counselors we're going to have available for the council. The total number of maximum counselors would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 counselors that we can have for the Elder Council. And that it's kind of like the Knights of the Round Table. No one sim is at the head of the council here, even though there is a leader counselor, if you understood what I just said there. I'm not sure I understood what I just said there. Let's bring the walls down. Okay, so I'm going to head on to my rugs, and as always, I will also always tell you where I found things. This is a rug called the Rug Superset by Symptomatic at TSR. I usually head for this one first. That might be a bit busy. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put quarter tile cheat on. And then I'm going to Control F to turn that on. Let's see, does that work? Yeah, it does. And I'm also going to put on Move Objects On. I'm using an alias so that I don't have to type out the entire Move Objects On. Now, interesting, do you see this? When I put this rug down, it looks as if the glass has disappeared. See? When I bring it back to here, I can see glass. I don't quite like that, so I might not use this rug. Or I might change a table, because I don't like losing the glass. Let's see if I can find a Maxis rug. Ha ha ha, we can try. Says the jaded simmer. I don't think I'm going to find one that's big enough. No, that's not even remotely. I'm going to head over here to my... I have numerous rugs that aren't categorized in the rug category, either because they came out before the EP that added the rugs, the expansion pack. This is a 3x4, which is a little small. Yeah. But I could do 2 in a row. I like this blue, too. Yeah. It's pretty nice, actually, and it doesn't take away my glass. It's actually not the right, That's off-center. Very off-center. It's off-center, Joe. Put it on again. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I'm wondering... For this one, I'm going to turn Snap Objects to Grid off. And line them up because I want it to look more like one big rug. Or at least not a rug with a big space down the middle. That doesn't work because one rug is coming in darker than the other because of the shadowing. Let me try turning this around. Nope, it's not going to fix it. So I'm going to use my undo key. Which, by the way, I never use it, but you can also use Control Z to undo. There we go. I am not content with that yet. it's just not working for me. You want it to be working, but it's not working. I amuse myself with the silly stuff I say. And I don't like it long ways like that, because the whole point is it's supposed to be over the chairs. We may have to go back to plan B, but I shall not give up just yet. I have some more rugs to choose from. That's a 3x4. That's a 3x4. Oh, I really don't have anything bigger than a 3x4. I mean, over here. Poop. Let's see, what else? Do I have anything else? I use these a lot in my bathroom, but every time I click on them, I have a moment of surprise because I'm like, wow, that's a very small rug. That's too small. And I say this so many times, but you have 12 gigs of custom content. You can't find the right tootin' rug. Okay, back to my old favorite. This is because it's the only rugs that I have that has actually a size that's large enough. I'd like to find something kind of... Unfortunately, and it's really sad, it just does not have enough recolors. That might do. And I might have to just deal with the glass problem. It does match the rug. Ugh, no way. Do you see how it's just going out, that glass like that? Could you deal with that? I couldn't. I'm going to remove the table because I want the rug. The rug really makes the room. So I'm going to go for a rug over that particular table. And one has to make hard decisions when decorating in The Sims when you want the right look. Sometimes it's just, you gotta just bear down, as it were, and make the tough decisions. There's a wonderful dining table here, but it may not, it's not quite the, yeah, that looks too, I want something that looks like, it's hard to put words to it. I'm sure you all know what this is like, you know, when you have a look you're going for and you couldn't put a name to it. But just so you know, that table, by the way, that was down there is part of the Holy Simoleon. It's from Holy Simoleon, one of the best creators out there. This is from Mango Sims. I really, of course, this one. This is it. You know why? Because it kind of matches the wood floor, so it carries along. There. Much better. Much, much better. I like that. Okay. Over here, my vision is that there is a table. I'll be putting down the main things, and then between episodes, I'll kind of add the details and then bring you back to show you what I've done. But over here there is a table, a kind of part display, part bookshelf table over here. A credenza, or a, there's another word I'm looking for. It isn't coming to mind right now. So let's see what I have here. This is also from Mango Sims. Ooh, too tall, but nice. I shall keep that in mind. That would make an excellent decorative piece somewhere. And in fact, just to remind me of it, I will put it here in the mayor's office because I have an idea for his place as well too. His or her. So I'm looking in tables, but then the next place to look for the type of furniture I'm looking for here. Here's another possible. That's only in white though. No other recolors for that. That's about the only thing though I really do feel jealous with the Sims 3 players, is having a recolor thing where you can change the look. I want something without drawers. So now I'm going to head over here to the miscellaneous section. Because a lot of times, yep, here we go. Here we go. Jackpot. These are from, I love these, this set. They're from Karis, spelled with a K. And as always, go to 720p, pause the video if you need to know exactly. That's why I pause over each thing, give you a little bit of time to read it. So this is a case here. Yep, this is what I was looking for. And I'll tell you why I like it so much. It allows you to add doors where you want the doors to be. I'm going to go for a... How about... let's try that. Oh, that's wonderful. It's even, it looks like it's... Not looks like it is. Hanging. There's, some space underneath it, so it's kind of been, am I saying, put into the wall, hanging from the wall. Okay, let's grab this. Oh, I pushed the control. I meant to push the shift to make it automatically give me another copy. That's a little bit too light, this wood. That's the best one. Works with the floor, but it still has a nice, when you turn it, yeah, that's good. It has a nice, beautiful light tone to it. So, going back here into miscellaneous, I'll show you what I mean about this set being so cool. I have a cabinet glass here, and let's see if I can get this to work. It's not going up and down with walls. Have I got the wrong cabinet? Probably. And I wonder if I want the edge over here like this or not. No. I thought that this cabinet came with... Ah, I was right. I just didn't have the right door selected. So this is the Alcedo set by Karis. And you can find Karis's... you can find this person's work over at Garden of Shadows, which is one of the finest places to find downloads. If I were going to start now having no downloads whatsoever and wanting to get into really having some nice stuff, the first thing I would do is go to Mod the Sims. The second thing I would do is go to TSR. And then after I'd comb through all of that, that would give me plenty. Then I would head over to Garden of Shadows for more specific stuff. They have an incredibly creative and honestly, I think it's the best content. Super clothes, a lot of goth stuff, different stuff, really nice. And then I would join up with the Tumblr community. And let me see how I want to do this. I want one here, and that's actually the wrong color for this. I wonder if I can put a lighter one on like that. No, that doesn't look right. That might do. I want to find the end of these shelves, though. Ah, there we go. That's why. Uh-oh. It's giving me an error on that door. Okay. That door might be a bit bugged, as it were. Putting the left end of the case in. And then let's see if I can get that door to work without bugging on me. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm content with that. If I get errors, then I'll have to delete that door. Let's That's one of the things with custom content. Every once in a while you get something that's kind of bugged. The worst is one little thing in your decorative items that crashes your game. Oh, I hate that. But I've mostly worked out that stuff. So now we have some display area here. But I was saying that the Tumblr community is a great place. They call themselves Simblers instead of Tumblers. And basically I would head over to Tumblr and just type in keywords like Sims 2 downloads, things like that. There's also a Sims 2 finds Tumblr blog that she keeps up on all the new finds coming out. And that's also included is the live journal and dream with community. People like have a live journal and they'll post on Tumblr that they just put up a download on their live journal. You can head over there and download it. So there's still really amazing stuff coming out for The Sims 2. And it would take you no time at all to fill up your downloads folder to really have a full downloads folder. Okay, I'm not going to put chairs down yet because I don't have a sim here and I want to make sure the chairs scoot in. There's more that I'm going to put down in this room, but for now we're going to move on to the next room. I'm just thinking what chair I want to have here. When I'm thinking about the type of chair I want in a room or any piece of furniture, I'm thinking about how do I envision the room looking when it's finished, and what would the mayor do? Would he get some sort of modern chair, for example? The fun thing about having an integrated sort of world is that when your first mayor retires or passes on or gets overthrown or whatever, the new mayor can come in and redo this whole hall in the way that she prefers it, There's a chair that I'm looking for here. This is the other problem with having so much custom content. You sometimes can't find what it is you're looking for. I'm not sure if it's this one, but I keep looking at this one as if it is. But that's not right. No. Not right. I'm looking for basically a kind of simple metal chair, basically. That's not the right color for this room. But something that doesn't look too fancy modern. It's just utilitarian courthouse type chair. I might have to go with this. To my amazement, that looks pretty good. I always am amazed whenever I choose something that's Maxis. Yeah, let's go with this. So the way this works, because this is a working courthouse, is that Sims will come in and listen to the cases being held. There's a little bit of extra space there between those chairs, which would drive anyone crazy looking at it for too long. I think because these are in front of the door, I'm going to move them. Because the courthouse, there won't be a ton of Sims in each session. And if we need more chairs, we can add them. And then over here, what I might do, let me just think about this here. Put a few more chairs over here. There. Maybe that represents, where the people who are having their cases tried are waiting in line for their turn. I don't think I'm going to have any rugs on this. One thing I have to commend Maxis on, which is just really apparent sometimes when you put a chair like this next to custom content, is that Maxis may suck with their color matching and making things that go together as far as colors are concerned. But they rock on meshes. Their meshes are high quality. Very well done. I've never used that chair before. There is, and I don't remember what it is, but I do remember somewhere in the mists of time, I remember that there is a cheat that you can enter that tells you where an expansion pack, where something's from in an expansion pack. On this wall back here, I'm going to have something that represents, maybe I'll make a painting or some sign or something that says, you know, the Acanthop Courthouse or something like that back here, as well as maybe whoever is going to be the judge. And the judge would be someone who is in the legal career path. But maybe their credentials on the wall here, you know, various other things. But for now, we're just kind of doing the basics. A simple, quick little bathroom, little public bathroom here. Does that block the light? Yes, it does. I thought it would, but a girl can try. I'm just gonna go, this is one of my favorite toilets. I use it all the time. And let's not forget, Bathroom Uses You, which is part of a mod that you can get. It's basically a mod that is macros everything, basically. Let me explain that a little better. It will cause Sims who need to go to the bathroom, who are on the lot to go to the bathroom, it will force them to take care of their needs. And I've been using the Macrotastics suite, which is what it's called, which is available, like I said, from More Awesome Than You, for so many years that it is now basically a part of my simming game. Let's put two quick little, very modern. I don't think I need two of these. What I really need is... No, I'm gonna have to go with counters. I see a counter right here. And I was trying, basically I was being lazy, trying to avoid having to put a counter down. This one works. This one is by Wall Sims. Wallsims.net. I have no idea if that site is still up, and even if it is, I don't really recommend you go there. It's not the highest quality. You can get much better stuff. I have a few things from them that I got way back early on in the beginning, but I'd go to them, you know, after you've gone to Holy Simoly and Mod the Sims and all those other great places. Ah, perfect. I don't quite like that wood now that I have it in here. Let's change that out. Maybe a nice blue? This is Kitchen Basic, a set by Buggy Booze. Oh, that's another site I recommend. Buggy Booze has her own blog, and it's spelled Buggybooz. Let me see if there's something here on the pop-up. Yep. This is also at Mod the Sims, this Kitchen Basic set. Buggy Booze is one of the most talented creators, and every single thing she puts out is incredibly high quality. Like, for example, let's just take a little look-see here. Check that. Look at that. Look at the edging. You see? Stuff like that. You know? That's fantastic. That is fantastic. If I ever do custom content, which isn't too likely, she would be the person I aim to do it, you know, like, she'd be my hero, that's for sure. Okay, let's just put in two simple sinks here. It's a little bit too simple. This is the courthouse, for example. I mean, this is the seat of government. Let's have something that looks a little bit fancy. Perfect. Beautiful. Fancy. There we go. And, actually, I'd still, like I said, I still don't need 2 sinks. I'll put some decorative stuff down here. And just for a quick... I am looking for a certain towel. Once I've been decorating for a while and been in the game for a while, I can kind of start to remember where things are and get to them a little quicker than I'm going now. But since I haven't played in a little while, let's bring these up on the wall here. And there we go. You know, I feel like they'd have something a little bit more fancy than just like a paper towel dispenser, you know, that kind of thing. I will add more to that, but this gives us the sort of outlay here. Back here, I envision a kind of table with pamphlets on it that people that are, you know, and a bulletin board. So let's put that up. There's definitely a bulletin board right here. Heading over to paintings and then scanning through until I see, oh, I just saw, no, that's my, yeah, that's the OMSP controller. Which I could explain to you what that is, I suppose, but I'll save that for another episode. Or maybe some good Samaritan in the comments will explain if somebody asks what the OMSP board is. Okay, there we go. I imagine that this is like we have in my little village where I live in the post office. There's a community board that shows upcoming events and that kind of thing. But these boards are not quite what I'm looking for. Let's use a sledgehammer to take that off. Looking for just... I know I have another corkboard in here. I know that's not the only one I have. I know there's... well, I think there's another Maxis one. What is that? There's so many pictures in here that I will totally, unabashedly admit that I don't know what half of the paintings in here are, particularly if they're ones that came with the game. Some pictures I have favorites of that I remember from lot to lot. I am not finding my corkboard. And then, of course, there's you sitting back at home who sees the corkboard immediately and says, it's there, there, and I pass right by it. It happens all the time. It happens. I'm pretty sure I've passed it already, though. I'm going to pause and find it, and then I'll be right back. Found it! But I think the reason why I was passing it by is because I was looking for something that was vertical, not horizontal, not vertical. Let's see, I have a lot of recolors of this. I still want to find something that looks like flyers. That's pretty close. And not as if it's... I want it to look like a community thing. You might think, well, you know, this is really... I mean, why do you need to have it be so specific? You know, it's just pick a recolor. And the answer is... well, I'll show you the answer, to be honest. Ah, here we go. This looks like a community event board. There we go. I'll show you the answer. Details... if people have asked me, you know, to give them Acanthop and, you know, to put it up for download, I've been asked that 1,000 times already, and the answer is always no. because Acanthop is really personal to me. It's my world. Because I've taken the time to put in details, and those details really, really come into play when the simulation starts and your Sims are doing their thing and you're taking pictures. And let's say you're taking a picture of this Sim who's here giving their witness at the account, and other Sims are paying attention. And just out of the corner of your eye, you can see through the window here, porta potties from the lot next door. And little details like that, or you can scroll in and you can see that the vines going up the windows, that makes it feel like this is kind of an older building. Do you understand? You see the plants outside. So let's say that I just happen one day to be taking a picture of a Sim, who's stopped to look at this board, for example, or whatnot. Then there's a story. What is on the board? Like, why have they stopped to look at it? Maybe there's a new announcement coming up of some opening, and you can make it up, whatever it is. I mean, that's the whole point of, to me, storytelling, is taking what you see and making the story around it. And then perhaps the Sim, might show a thought bubble that gives you an idea of what they're making, all from one little bulletin board. So if the bulletin board looks close to what I want it to look like, it's easier for the story to come together and the pictures to come together. And that's why when I show pictures and videos and stuff like that of my game, people really want the game because they want that same sense of cohesive village. And you don't just have my Acanthop to do that. You can make your own and have it even be even better than mine, because it'll be your story you're telling. So I'm going to end this episode here. It's been about an hour that we've been decorating, chatting, talking about downloads, and enjoying Acanthop. And I will be back with more decorating in part 2 of this episode as we continue on with a September full of Sims. Sims 4 start coming out tomorrow, September 2nd, 2014, and The Sims 2. And actually, let's do this right. Let's save this bad boy and go out to the island so we can see Acanthop Isle as we say goodbye to it. If you have any ideas, by the way, of things you'd like to see in the council hall, an idea for the historical society or some other thing, or what would you put in your seat of government in your town or village or city, let me know in the comments below. Last question for you all. That is, September 14th, 2014 is the day that The Sims 2 came out. Do you remember what you were doing on that day? Did you head right off and get The Sims 2? I did. Here's my story. I drove 2 hours to the nearest big city because I live in a village which is very, very similar to Acanthop, which is why I also think that making something that's, instead of trying to make it look like mine, but instead make it look like what your perfect little fantasy village, town, city would be, then, I think you're going to have a much more enjoyable experience to do it on your own with your own ideas and your own creativity. But in any case, I drove 2 hours to the nearest big city to buy The Sims 2. I had lunch. This was long before I met my husband. I drove home another 2 hours, so I drove 4 hours that day. I put the game in immediately, and I played it until I was about ready to pass out over the keyboard. And I played it every night. The first thing I did was I made 2 Sims, one to represent me, self-sim, which is something I haven't done since. I don't like to do a self-sim. It's just not my thing. I prefer to do stories of characters and things like that. But in any case, I made my Sim, and I made the guy that I had been dating a few months before. It was sad. We broke up. And so the first thing I did in The Sims is I made us have a happy ending. We bought a house in Pleasant View, and I think I got pregnant. That's the first experience I had with the Sims game. I didn't play The Sims 1, so Sims 2 was my first game with the Sims simming franchise. And so what's your happy ending? What was your story? What did you do in The Sims 2 on the first day you got it? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to read your stories. But for now, I want to thank you so much for joining me for a September full of Sims. And if you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved what you saw, join the party, the ever-growing party, and subscribe for more Sims all month. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Get every new Jessa Channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.